Hello everybody and welcome to what is, I believe, my first raid video. There were no reasons to do raid videos before because once I started, all the raids were solved. However, there's a new raid and I think there's a lot of room to grow in it. We've already as a community made a lot of good progress. Something I wanted to share is how to maximize your returns with Jedi Knight Revan. Of course, this is not a 2.7 million run. It's not a 1.8 million run. It is a 1.2 million run on difficulty 4 because I think for most people it's feasible to do it with your Relic 5 team. This is the team I used for it: Revan, Bastila, Jolee, Sortie, and Juhani. They're all very important to it, and I think pretty common choices to have up to R5. Juhani, only if you're in Territory War Guild, but she is an important character to it. Sortie is also kind of crucial with the bombs, and she's better than any substitute I found. But Revan's going to be your main damage dealer, and Bastila Shan is going to be his best friend. It's difficult and requires some counterintuitive modding, but with a little work, you're going to get there. It is not super easy. Don't take this as a 100% guide to get the max rewards for a level 4, but I was able to do it. However, a lot of times I range between 1 million to 11.5 or something, but still much better rewards than you might get otherwise, and you don't have to worry about upgrading Carth or anything. That whole team is just completely useless. I don't think you should waste time relicking them up. But make sure that Old Republic with the Jedi is one of your top 5 teams for this raid. Okay, and I am looking at a pre-recording of the battle because unlike some other teams, it's very difficult to replicate. It takes some runs, you might beat your head against the wall, but with proper modding, you can make it easier. The most important modding change is for Revan. I have full crit chance sets, not a ton of speed. I have decent speed on it because I don't have great crit chance sets. I did give him a 60 crit damage triangle because you want that crit to translate to something. And then for his special damage, he had decent damage. I tried offense sets, like offense focus, but when I switched to crit chance, it definitely showed a huge impact. And I only have 35% of the crit chance. 28% of that is just from the sets. So if you have great crit chance secondaries, or if you put it on a triangle, I don't know. I don't think the triangle is the best. But if you have great crit chance secondaries, you can improve this drastically. So for Revan, 75% is pretty high for him. And you get crit chance up from Bastila. So when you have the crit chance up, you have basically 100% crit chance. Then for Bastila, the most important thing for her is you want her faster than Revan. And Revan gets a little bit of extra speed. So like if you have her 1 speed faster than him, she's still not going to go before him. But you want her going first because you want her to pass over all the buffs to Revan, so we can have those to use. I also give her a crit damage triangle. And some pretty good survivability with health. You do need survivability on everybody. That's always important. Jolee, I left my normal mods on him. I didn't remod him. 101 speed, not super fast, and health focus. You just want him to survive. He's going to pass some turns, but you want him to survive and do some healing. Sortie, I also had her modded just how I normally do. I never change her mods. High health, it's great for survivability, decent speed. She actually goes first in this. Bastila doesn't go first, but it's fine. Crit damage triangle would actually probably be better here. I just have her for pure survivability, and I didn't remod her. And then Juhani, you're gonna laugh at these mods. You actually want her this slow. You want her pretty slow. You can make her like a little bit faster, but I think past 200, kind of messes things up. So you want her super slow and just have survivability because she is important with her cleanse. So now I'm about to hop into it. I'm gonna pause here and there. I'm also gonna go back and forth with the game to talk about mechanics because I can't click on them in here. So to start out, we're going to use Sortie's non-damaging attack. It gives advantage to Revan and speed up. You pass the move to him and then use the direct focus. So direct focus, you can reduce the trade meter, and that's actually pretty helpful. That does a couple things. It gives extra enrage to the Krayt dragon, but that's not actually your concern. So when you get to Enraged, you're dead, but you're going to die a long time before Enraged, and that's because of this clause here. For each 5,000 points earned this battle after 50,000, the Krayt Dragon gets 3% offense, stacking till the end of the battle, and the bonus is increased by an additional 3% each time. So that is crazy. That stacks super high. And by the end, like the last move that's going to kill you is when he just throws up acid on everyone. You want to get your damage done before that. He's not going to get to enraged. He's going to kill you before he gets to enraged, so don't worry about removing turn meter. That is a focus. And another thing is, what's great about Jedi Knight Revan and Bastila, they have stun and ability block, so rescuing someone from the dragon is easy. You call Bastila to assist, she removes 6 stacks. When Revan does his direct focus, he loses 8. So basically you just use the ballista and use direct focus, and then you freed someone. So back to the run. There's a lot of things you can do to get more damage. You want to call Revan to assist all the time. You want to swap turns with Bastila and use that granted ability for Revan, the little blue thing above his head, because that's a turn you pass back and forth. And this is important here. So look at Juhani's turn meter. You actually could get it a little bit faster, but you want her to go right after this first like barf session because she can cleanse. So I got an attack with Revan first, and he's not critting all the time, so you can improve it with more crit chance. But when he does crit, it does way more damage just because of the crit damage up too. Another thing is direct focus is unlikely to remove turn meter unless you have battle meditation over you, because that gives 70% extra potency. When I did it without it, I wasn't really reducing turn meter. When I did it with it, I was reducing turn meter. So they got Juhani, and that's great because she's the one you want to take the hit. You call Bastila to assist there. Don't use Sorty's AoE. You want to save that. But here, we didn't reduce the turn meter, but we did save Juhani. And just passing turns back and forth with Revan and Bastila. Did another throw up and burrows under. And this is where we need the Sorty AoE. So I think, yeah, swap turns. And I'm just attacking the dragon instead of the bombs because I know Sorty's going to get them down. And I gave Sorty the buffs actually to try and do more damage with her AoE on the dragon. But otherwise just pass attacks back and forth between Bastila and Revan. Keep those stacks of Defiance down on the dragon. And like right there, right here, it wasn't too crucial to attack with Bastila, so I just laid some bombs. Sorty does get some good hits now and then, so it was kind of nice that she had the... So see there, reduced turn meter. So it's just fantastic. And calling Revan to assist later on, he's not hitting as high right now, but why the run was so good is later on he got some critical hits at key moments. That's important to get those later on. Saving this turn meter swapping cleanse is pretty important sometimes for when you get all those debuffs on you, but otherwise you're just tag teaming. Bastila and Revan pass back and forth. Save the bombs, don't blow them up unless they burrow, and do your best to get to rescue whoever's in the the dragon. So right there, I had to think a while whether I wanted to pass a turn to Revan or just use the ballista. I ended up using the ballista, although I don't know, maybe it would have been even better or quicker if I just called Revan. I did use the Sorty AoE right there because there was 4. That's important. So there were 4 stacks of the bomb, and her AoE hits 3 times. So I knew it wouldn't kill the bomb. I wanted to get extra damage on the dragon because that does hit it a few times. So I got the extra damage, and I still have the bombs to blow up later, which I can do easily with a Revan AoE. So another thing you probably noticed here is Bastila died and Juhani died, but they did not die from being swallowed, so they can be revived. So it burrows. I swap the turn to Jolie, blow up the bombs, and bring everyone back to life. So you do want to save that. It does come in clutch. And then back to calling Revan. Revan and Bastila, back and forth. So this is the key moment. Just do as much damage as you can because they're going to die soon. This like headbutt attack is the weakest. Luckily, Juhani tanked it for us. I just hit for 171k with Revan, getting those big hits at the end to clear it up. But I didn't crit on everything. They're 168k. Crucial. The crit chance mods help a lot. They're 166k. And you can get advantage from Sorty on him, so that's a guaranteed critical hit. So you do want that crit damage triangle. So, a little bit of a bait and switch. It's not a lie that I got 1.2 million, but I wasn't recording it, and after a few tries, I was just like, okay, 1.19 million is good enough. Just if you tickle the dragon a little bit more, you're going to get there. But yeah, this is how it works. The same principles apply. It's pretty reliably over like 950,000. Getting that last bit across the finish line is what's important. So to reiterate the key factors, you want Revan attacking as much as you can, target him as much as you can, save Sorty's AoE, except at the end, try to toss it when there's more than 5 stacks of bombs so you can get some good damage with her, because that's her best attack. And you can improve this with a lot more crit chance on Revan, maybe a crit damage triangle on Sorty, better survivability for Basta and Jolie. But they're all pretty important here, and I really hope this helps you help your guild get max rewards in this raid.